Let's see. Yeah, if you could. Perfect. Yeah. So I'm going to just share a quick presentation and give folks a quick introduction to the GSA and kind of what we've been up to and what we're going to be doing sort of for the next few months leading up to G21. And I'd like to also introduce Tig Moore, who I believe just joined us, who is our co-chair elect. And so I'll kind of be working through the first few minutes of this presentation, and then I'll turn it over to Tig for the sort of second part. So the GLEON Graduate Student Organization is composed of 4 folks. Well, it's composed of all the GLEON students, but there are sort of 3 students that are in leadership positions and an advisor. So Sami Khan, who is in New Zealand, and I'm not, I'd have to do the math on what time it is there, but I'm not sure it's a super convenient time for him to join, is our current chair. And I am the co-chair, and then Tig has just come on as our co-chair elect. And so as a quick refresher for those of you who aren't familiar with our structure, we accept nominations each year for a co-chair elect, and then the person who is selected serves a 3-year term. So the first year they are the co-chair elect, the second year they are the co-chair, and the 3rd year they are the chair. And so Sami will be rotating off at this upcoming GLEON meeting. We also have a fabulous advisor, Catherine O'Reilly, who her role is essentially to sort of guide us and help us through all the activities and responsibilities that we have. I think it's really important to note that the GLEON membership is 1/3 students, and that is why the GSA is such a lively part of the organization, because it's representing a large proportion of the organization. And I think it's an important and unique aspect of GLEON that students are given the opportunity to have such prevalent leadership roles. The association was founded in 2007 by graduate students, and our goals are really to help inform, train, and mentor students through a variety of means at the in-person meetings, at virtual meetings, and throughout the year. Some of the ways that we do that are to develop workshops that train students in specific skills, and we have 3 of those, plus another one that's not directly hosted by the GSA, but that we are helping with, that are going to be offered at the upcoming G21 meeting. And we want to create opportunities for students to really participate in GLEON and in this networked lake science. So how do we do that? Specifically, how do we do that at the in-person meetings? I mentioned that we host workshops. That's on the Monday of the upcoming G21 meeting, and I will hope to see many of you at one of those. We also encourage students to participate in and help with the Networked Partnership Program, or NPP, where people that are new to GLEON meetings are paired with someone who has been to a couple of meetings already, and that more experienced GLEON partner guides them through, guides the new to GLEON partner through the meeting. They eat a meal together, they have opportunities to chat. And then I want to highlight a couple of other opportunities for students. First, for our working groups that convene at the GLEON meetings, I think this is a really important opportunity for students to be able to take on leadership roles in projects, as these tend to be smaller working groups where students have an opportunity to have a voice and speak up. And it's a slightly more informal, comfortable setting for students to either share ideas, learn from the more senior scientists in the working group, or perhaps take on a leadership role. In addition, our poster session at the All Hands meeting tends to be heavily student focused. And because these tend to be somewhat GLEON meetings are somewhat smaller than large national meetings. It's an excellent opportunity to get feedback from people who are working on things very similar to what you are probably working on as a student. So I would encourage any students in the virtual room right now, if you have not already submitted an abstract, to get in touch with me if you are just learning about this opportunity now, about thinking about joining the poster session. And then we're also hoping to hold a GSA business meeting at the upcoming G21 meeting to talk about sort of our structure as an association and what we can do better to help our GLEON students, and also talk about opportunities for students to get involved in the GSA. So this is a little bit more about the Network Partnership Program. I think I can probably skip over this since I chatted about it a little bit already. But yes, the idea is to help welcome new members to GLEON. And then our working groups and poster session. So the workshops that we are specifically offering at G21 this year, I am very excited about this. I think this is going to be a great offering of workshops on the Monday of our GLEON meeting. We have 3 student workshops that are hosted by the GSA, but I want to emphasize that these are really open to people at any career stage. They are designed for students, and so we'll talk through what that means in terms of the knowledge that we are anticipating that you come in with, but really anyone who is interested can sign up. So just because you are not a student does not mean you can't sign up for one of these workshops. So the first one is going to be about ecological forecasting. So the idea being that you can take a data stream that is coming in, and in ecosystem model or some type of model, community model, spatial model that you have developed, and produce short-term forecasts of a phenomenon of interest. So for me, I'm currently working on forecasting phytoplankton blooms in an oligotrophic lake, North Temperate Lake, but it could be any response variable that you are interested in. And we'll talk about how to build a forecasting system and how to constantly be assimilating or adding data and building forecasts in an iterative fashion so that you can assess your forecast skill. This is going to be led by Jake Zwart, who's a postdoc at USGS, the US Geological Survey, and who has a lot of experience in this kind of up and coming subdiscipline of ecology. And that will be for a half day in the morning on the Monday of G21. We will also have a scientific writing workshop for a half day in the afternoon. And this is in response to specific requests from students at G20 that this would be a useful topic for them to have. And this is going to be led by Ben Kramer. We will also have a Tidyverse workshop. So for those of you who aren't familiar, Tidyverse is a suite of packages or a group of packages, tools for managing data or data wrangling, getting your data in the shape you would like it to be in, really examining and exploring data set. And this is in the R statistical environment. This is going to be a full day workshop, and it's going to be led by Bill Perry, who's a scientist at University of Illinois. And I'm excited about this because Bill has a fair amount of experience in teaching Tidyverse, and he is going to, I think, try to teach it as a leveled classroom so that there will be opportunities for people who are completely new to R and Tidyverse, as well as opportunities for people who have a little bit more experience. And again, there will be both morning and afternoon session for that. And then finally, this last workshop is not specifically hosted by the GSA, but we are helping with it. And it is not necessarily just designed for students, it's designed for all career levels. But this workshop will be an introduction to the general lake model, problem-based lake ecosystem model. And that will be a half day in the afternoon. And that will be led by folks out of the University of Wisconsin. So Robert Ladwig, who's a postdoc and also the workshop will be co-led by Hilary Dugan and Paul Hansen, who are both professors at the University of Wisconsin. So I just really want to emphasize that if you are interested in any of these workshops, please do sign up on the registration page. Let us know if you missed that step somehow in registration. And if you have any questions, please do contact us. We're very excited about this. All right. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Tig, and he is going to direct me about how to move forward with the slides. And I'm going to give him the floor for the last few minutes.
Thanks, Mary. Yeah, so hello everyone. My name's Tig. I'm the new co-chair-elect on the GSA. So thanks very much. And so yeah, so like Mary said, with the GSA, we're obviously looking at kind of expanding on different things. So some things that we have done historically in the future was following G19 in New York. We organized, there was a workshop was organized on Bayesian Statistics, which was to coincide with the GLEON meeting, and was held for 2 days following the GLEON meeting. And this was directed at GLEON students. And this was a really good activity. It brought, I think it was about 18 students together. And we worked together for 2 days on examining this project, learning about Bayesian statistics, and then developing a project which has kind of come out of that. So next slide, Mary. So another thing that we do is this is the outreach. So we work with the blog and also with the Facebook page, kind of promoting kind of online communications for the GLEON network. And this is something that we're looking to expand on. So I think we're going to the next slide. Yeah, so the GLEON, the GSA blog is a very important mode of communication. And as this is open to all members of GLEON, if anyone has something interesting that they want to contribute or to be posted, so it can be anything from, so for example, like the postcards from the field is where people kind of email in with a description of some of the field work that they've been doing around a GLEON sites, and sharing that with the community, because they can be quite interesting just to get an insight into some of the different kinds of work that are being done at GLEON sites all over the world. Next slide. Yeah, and so yeah, exactly. So some ideas that we've been thinking of for getting students more involved with GSA and with GLEON in general is looking at kind of coordinating this idea of social media or Twitter takeovers. So for example, assigning maybe one research group in a university to take over Twitter, the GLEON Twitter for a week or so, where basically they document all the work that's going on within their lab and the field work and research that's going on. It can be a way of just really highlighting some key work that's being done. So like I said, we also encourage people to write blogs and share them. We have ideas for basically kind of hosting online seminars and workshops. So getting some maybe senior GLEON researchers to maybe give a seminar or a talk. Also students who are interested in sharing some of their work, it would be a good way to share their work within an environment where people are active, such as the GSA. And yeah, we're also open to more activities. So if you have an idea of things that you would like to see being done, or we could offer like a means to do that. So like helping you coordinate activities and things like that. And also looking for volunteers to help out coordinating activities. So like being teaching assistant during the workshop, during like G21 and things like that. And also, like Mary said, at GLEON in November, we'll, Sami Khan, who's the current chair, will be rotating off. So that means that there'll be an open position. So we would like to obviously encourage as many students who are interested to put themselves forward or for this position, because it's a great opportunity for people to kind of get more involved with the GLEON community. Next slide. So yeah, there's just a list of things. If you want to email us, there's our email address. And if you want to find out more from the blog and our Twitter and Facebook. So I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions?
Thanks.
Please raise your hand if you have a camera, if you have questions, then for Tay or Mary?
I can't see, so someone might have to, as my screen is sharing, someone might have to speak up if they have a question.
They have a question.
Well, I think I would like to just emphasize that if you do have a way in which you would like to become involved in the GSA or an idea for what the GSA can do for you, please do contact us at this email address and we will get back to you. We are really open to ideas from students as to what would be helpful. And if you want to be involved, just ask. We will have ways for you to be involved. So thank you.
Thanks very much.
If there's no more questions for either Tay or Mary, I think we can continue with the next plenary speaker,